Okay, today I'm going to show you how to play Saints and Sailors by Dashboard Confessional. In the description, you'll find a link to the tab I'm using, and also a link to Chris Caraba, whatever, playing it alone acoustic. The video of him playing has different timing than the normal recording, but it's still useful to see some of the finger positionings. To start off, you're going to have to tune your guitar a half step down, and if you don't know how to do that, then stay here, because I'm going to explain it. But if you already know, then just skip to that time and we'll start. To tune your guitar half step down, you'd have to have a tuner that displays minors or majors. This tab shows that on the 6th string it's a D minor, and that's the only string in this whole thing that's tuned down a full step and a half. It's what's known as drop D, and it's very common, but in this case it's not just the half step like everything else is. So first you want to tune your 6th string to a D instead of an E, and then tune it down another half step. So depending on your tuner, you either display the note as a D minor or a C major, and those look like that. So same thing with the 5th string, it's an A minor, which will be displayed as either A minor or G major. 4th string, which is another D minor, will be D minor or C major. 3rd string, which is a G minor, will either be G minor or F major. 2nd string is a B minor, which your tuner will display as B minor or A major. And the 1st string is an E minor, which is either E minor or D major. Once it's properly tuned, an open chord should sound like this. Okay, now we can begin the song. The intro of the song is a little tricky because of how quickly you're going to have to transition from the intro to the first chord of the verse. So I'm going to play it for you first so you hear the timing and how it sounds, and then I'll show you a close-up of how I'm doing it and my fingers I'm using. So you're going to start with your pointer finger on the 2nd fret, 5th string, then open on the 4th string, and then on the 3rd string it's 2nd fret, but you're going to hammer on from an open, so I'll move it away after. The whole time you're using nothing but your pointer finger, and I'll explain why. It helps a lot with the transition into the verse. So that's the first part of the intro, and the second part is 5th and 4th string open, but at the end you're going to hammer on the 4th string, 4th fret, and then slide to 5th fret. So 5th string open, 4th string open, hammer on the 4th, slide to 5th. All together. Another side note to that is it sounds like he's actually playing very close to the bridge. That gets it that. Not that close. Because of that high-pitched sound that sounds a lot like that on the recording. The verse of the song only has 2 parts that are tricky. First being the transition from the intro to it, and the second being some palm muting on a few chords. To start, the first chord is going to be you place your middle finger on the 5th string, 5th fret, your pointer on the 4th string, 4th fret, and your pinky on the 3rd string, 7th fret. And it should look and sound like this. The transition to this from the intro involves a lot of practice, but I've come to find that by only using my pointer finger on the intro, I can slide it into place for when it's time to start the first chord. So here's how the transition looks and sounds. As you see at the end, the tab only calls for you to slide 4th to 5th, but I just slide it right back to 4th. And then your pointer's already in place and you're ready to put the other 2 fingers in. For the next chord, slide that same finger position to the 5th string 12th fret, 4th string 11th fret, and 3rd string 14th fret. And it's going to look and sound like this. The rhythm for that whole, we'll call it the first part of the verse, should sound like this. Next is the palm muting. You're going to use your pointer finger to bar the 6th string, 5th string, and 4th string on the 9th fret. Next, you're going to place your pinky or ring finger, whatever's more comfortable for you, on the 3rd string, 11th fret. It should look and sound like this. I'm going to play it one time without palm muting, and then I'm going to play it how it sounds. You let it ring right at the end. And then you're going to slide that from the next chord just down to the 7th fret with your pinky on the 9th. And that's going to sound like pretty much the same thing. So. And then you slide down one more time to the 5th fret, pinky on the 7th. And the rhythm for this part should sound like this. You do it twice on that last one. And then you're going to go back to the first chord for the verse. In its entirety, the verse should sound something like this. Notice at the end of the second loop, you slide back up to a bar on the 7th fret and 9th fret with your pinky. And then you're going to let that ring out. And as it rings out, that transitions you into the chorus. And the chorus is basically a reversal of the verse. The first chord of the chorus is the same first chord as the verse, but just a little bit different rhythm. So back to that chord. And the rhythm's going to sound like this. And then we transition to the next, which is us barring the 5th fret and having our pinky on the 7th again. So, and then from there, you're going to slide it up to the 7th fret and 9th fret with the pinky. So, and that's the rhythm. You're going to do that once, and then when you slide back down to the first chord again, once again, same rhythm, same transition, but then it changes, so I'll show you. So you don't slide up again on the second time around. You stay on the 5th fret with the pinky on the 7th, and you play it twice and you let it ring out. As it's ringing out, that brings us to the intro, which we play again. So. And then back to it again. You start at the beginning of the verse, or the chorus, and you do the exact same thing. So in total, it sounds like this. And then we're going to loop right back into the chorus. It's the same thing, same progression. You loop that twice, and then you transition back into the verse again. You follow the pattern of verse and chorus one more time each, followed by transition to the bridge. And the only difference is at the end of this chorus, you don't play the intro. Instead, you slide the bar up to the 7th fret, 9th pinky. It should look and sound like this. And then from there, we go into what's known as the bridge, which is probably arguably the hardest part of the song. It involves a few chords that are more precise than what we've been doing for the rest of it. You're going to start by barring the 6th and 5th string on the 9th fret while using your pinky on the 4th string of the 12th fret. So that should look like this and sound like this. You're also going to palm mute it, so There it is once open, but this is how it's going to actually sound. And then next, for the next chord, you just simply slide the bar up to the 10th fret. Pinky stays in the same place, so 9 to 10. The next chord is your pointer finger on the 5th string, 9th fret, your pinky on the 4th string, 12th fret, and your ring finger on the 3rd string, 11th fret. It should look and sound like this. And that one is not palm muted, that is open. So next we slide that form down to the 5th string, 7th fret, 4th string, 11th fret, and 3rd string, 9th fret. And that's going to sound like this. And together, my middle finger is just resting up there. It's doing nothing but blocking some of the other chords so I can't hit them. I'm using it to mute the 6th string and anything below, so I don't have to be as accurate with my picking hand. So for the next chord, we place our pointer finger on the 4th string, 5th fret, and our ring finger on the 3rd string, 7th fret, and our pinky on the 2nd string, 8th fret. And that's going to look and sound like this. Next chord, we place our middle finger on the 4th string, 7th fret, our pointer on the 3rd string, 6th fret, and our ring on the 2nd string, 7th fret. The tab calls for the 5th string to be open, but honestly it doesn't matter. It should look and sound like this. It very much looks like a B. Next, we're doing nothing but moving all those up one string. Same frets, just up one string each. So that's going to be a reversal. So instead of the 5th string being open, now it wants the 2nd string open. Once again, I don't think it matters, but the transition should sound something like this between the 3 chords. And all together, this is the bridge. One thing to note is that when you're going back to the beginning of the bridge, on the second time, the tab calls for you to start with it barred on the 10th fret instead of the 9th. What I've seen from Chris playing, he always starts on the 9th, so I guess it's just a matter of preference. So finally, we transition into the ending of the bridge, which is much simpler in both rhythm and chords. So bar the 6th string, 5th string, and 4th string, 9th fret, and it sounds something like this, and of course it's palm muted. So open, palm muted. Slide that down to the 7th, then to the 5th. And then you just reverse and slide it back up. And all together it sounds like this. Do that twice, and on the second time you end it on the 5th fret and you let it ring. So this is how it's going to end. The end of the song is the chorus back into the bridge, with the bridge ending with the intro. At this point we've covered all the fingerings and the transitions, so if you just listen to the song and follow the tab, you'll know pretty much exactly what to do. One thing I am going to say is that on the tab, it shows the intro ending with the 6th string, 7th fret being played before you do the 5th and 4th open, followed by the 4th sliding. So at this part, it calls for it to go. And I've listened to the song, I've seen Chris play it, and I've never seen or heard that done. So when I play it, I think it sounds worse. So if you would like to add that, it's your preference. I don't think it really matters. Thanks for watching. I hope this was useful to anyone struggling to learn the song or read the tab. Any questions or comments? More than welcome.